This is a brief demonstration of the CDN Merlin Web version 6. This is the login screen. Logging in brings up the main search menu. The search menu gives a number of different criteria by which to locate a patient. MRN number, of course, first name, last name, date of birth, and of course you can also search on a date range if you're not sure of the patient's specific details, their accession number, the modality type, and so forth. Clicking on Submit brings up the full work list of available patients based on the criteria that have been selected. It is possible to change the sorting sequence by drag and drop of the different columns. Here's date of birth being moved across here, for instance, so we can now search via date of birth, and pressing on that will sort them in date of birth order. Equally, selecting modality will select on modality type. They've now been sorted into CR, CT, MRI, and so forth. Once we've identified our patient, this particular one is a CT brain scan, we double click on the patient to select it, which brings up the main Merlin Web viewer, which of course we can put into full screen mode. You'll see the thumbnails down the left hand side have been loaded, and they can be hidden or brought back with this little toggle switch here. It's currently loading the images. This is of course working over the internet. The main keys along the top here are the radiologist function keys, and the role of each of these is identified via this image tag information, and that brings up a little description of what each of the keys do. Zoom in, zoom out, zoom to a rectangle, pan the image, window leveling, and the like. The first image in any series is always the referral documents, and we can also then bring up the particular images that are relevant, closing down the referral document. And if we want to adjust the hanging protocol, we can simply just drag and drop from the default to our preferred settings. Where there are a large number of studies, for instance in this series along the bottom here there are 349 images, clicking on that will bring up a little message to say the series has not been preloaded due to the number of images available, and it could take some time if we proceed. So if I press OK, it will download those images. If I press cancel, it won't. In the lower right hand side of the screen we have icons for history. If we press the history button, and if there have been previous studies or if there'd been a previous report, it would be displayed in this area. If there's a current report, we can click on that, and if there was the report, it would appear in this lower panel as well. One of the advantages that Merlin Web provides is the ability to display a report in dictation form. So clicking on this button will bring up the audible recording made by the radiologist. So if the report has not yet been finalised, it's possible to hear the radiologist's report over the internet. Just as an example. Image manipulation tools include the ability to zoom. You can zoom in and out, and having done so, it's possible to pan around within the image to move it about. Window leveling is provided with this facility, and dragging and dropping the mouse for window width and level is also displayed. In a multi-image series such as with the CT or MRI, the Cine Loop feature will play these at a rate of 7 frames per second. On-screen annotations are possible with the ability to draw rectangles and ellipses, and also for the measurement of distance in millimeters.
Images can be rotated as well, 360 degrees in any direction, flipped as well as inverting the image for greater screen resolution. Very large data sets are handled with ease, with the ability of the system to cache and also to advise the user prior to downloading large series that it may take some time, and it gives the radiologist the opportunity to make the decision as to whether or not they need to see those images at all on the web. The radiologist can quickly select another study. For instance, here is a ultrasound which comes up in the screen by the default hanging protocols, but of course displaying full colour as well. Similarly, other modalities are displayed. In this particular case, an example where we have an X-ray angiography. Even very large series such as this 420 study MRI scan are displayed quickly in thumbnail form, enabling the radiologist to get a very quick high-level view of the series and then drill down into the specific images that are important to them without having to wait for all of the images to be downloaded over the internet. Again, the default hanging protocols can be changed to suit the individual radiologist's preference. Multiple series are automatically loaded into the default hanging protocols. And that concludes the demonstration of the CDN Merlin version 6 web.